I don't think we can escape the fact that Bosnia's future is the responsibility of the people of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Full stop. I mean, anyone who says otherwise is fooling themselves or others. The most movement that we have seen in Bosnia, politically speaking, in a sense, happened exactly as a result of the protests. I don't remember the last time a government resigned in Bosnia. But, 4 or 5 of them resigned as a result of the protests. That's significant. And it shows you what can happen when people are engaged in the political process. However problematic sort of violent protest, quote unquote, may be, some stuff got done. And that can't be just dismissed out of hand in Bosnia. And that absolutely supports the thesis that at the end of the day, the people of Bosnia and Herzegovina themselves are responsible. However, by the same token, the international community is the one that created the current constitutional order in Bosnia and has legal obligations and a mandate to be involved in the country. So unless they're going to essentially say, you know what, we've changed our minds, we don't really care anymore, which I don't think is going to happen, even if there are, realistically speaking, certain people in certain European capitals in particular that essentially hold that line, the international community is going to continue to be involved in Bosnia. My pitch, as it were, is to the international community is, if you're going to be involved at a substantive level. Things will get resolved sooner, they will get resolved in a better manner, and you will actually finally be able to extricate yourself from the country, if that's already what you want. Half measures will only prolong your presence in Bosnia. They will create new problems. In that case, 10, 15 years down the road, we're still going to essentially have the same conversations then as we're having now, which to my mind is kind of the worst case scenario. If we're already saying that, Bosnia is just sort of going to peter along more or less in the way that it's going to, more or less in the way that it looks now, which I don't think is also clear because, things don't stay static, as we've unfortunately seen in the Ukraine. Now, I don't think we can or should expect a violent conflict of the sort that we've seen in Ukraine and Bosnia, but nevertheless, Ukraine is a very good example of what happens when people believe that conflicts are frozen and static. There's no such thing as a frozen and static conflict. One needs to actually address the underlying structural issues, and in Bosnia, they're clearly the constitutional order.